live.
What's the butt of the joke? Some are laughing their way to kicking the habit.
Home team coverage.
Caught on tape, a Kennedy pushing an airport security guard.
KDKA TV News begins right now.
Good evening. Imagine being locked up and away from your family for something you didn't do.
A local man served time for a crime he did not commit, a judicial mistake that cost him 10 years of his life, and now the state has failed him yet again. Ralph Iannotti joins us now with this man's story. Ralph?
Well, Ken, this is an amazing story. We've told you about the new $20.7 billion budget state lawmakers just approved, which includes record tax cuts. But one thing it does not include is House Bill number 2490. And this is a copy of that bill right here. The measure is designed to right a wrong the state committed a long time ago, a case of blind justice.
How do you pay someone for 10 years in prison? You know, what kind of price do you put on that? You can't.
No longer a convicted murderer, 55-year-old Jerry Pasek and his family were looking to Harrisburg in the hopes that the state would approve a $200,000 bill to compensate Pasek for the time he spent in prison after he was wrongly convicted of killing a woman from Brackenridge. The Paseks and their friends have collected more than 1,300 names on petitions supporting them. The bill says on the basis of a coerced confession, then 13-year-old Jerry Pasek was convicted of the slaying of Lillian Stefik and sentenced to 10 to 20 years in prison. The sum of $200,000 is awarded to Pasek as compensation for his wrongful imprisonment by the Commonwealth.
Even though I spent 10 years in jail for something I didn't do, that made me a stronger person. It made me more determined to achieve what a lot of people don't, and that's to be happy.
To me, the state apologizing to him was, admission that, hey, they were wrong. He was right all these years and stuff, but now I just think that they should pay for that wrong. And then $200,000 is nothing.
Pasek has been living here in Armstrong County, and he says now he's happy with his life. A jury convicted him of second-degree murder, not because of any physical evidence, because there wasn't any, but rather because of his confession to the crime. A confession that followed 17 hours of police questioning without a lawyer being present. The sensational Pittsburgh murder trial left Pasek's family devastated. His mother wept openly, but only years later was it obvious that there was a huge miscarriage of justice. Governor Casey signed the Pasek pardon in 1991 after then DA Bob Colville said the case was based on flimsy evidence at best. The prosecutor's story never matched the evidence found at the scene of the crime.
It's a situation that I've gone through. I learned to live with it. I learned to deal with it. I got through it. It's made me a stronger person, but I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
Oh, if I have to, I'll go to Harrisburg myself and sit on the steps till they do something, I will.
Now, the bill compensating Mr. Pasek is sitting in the House Judiciary Committee. I'm told by sponsors, including one Republican and one Democratic state representative, it could come to the floor later this summer, perhaps in the fall, or it might stay in committee and go absolutely nowhere, Ken. The Paseks say they want people to call or write state representatives, their state representatives urging passage. That's fine with them if people want to do that.
What's Governor Ridge have to, does he know about this, interested in this?
I'm sure he's aware of it, but so far no word from the governor's office on what they will do when and if this comes to the governor's desk.
All right, Ralph, thanks. Well, somebody else not pleased with state lawmakers tonight is Pittsburgh Mayor Tom Murphy. A last-minute change to the state budget cost more than $1 million for the city, money that would have funded city courts. And there's speculation that this has little to do with state finances and more to do with the mayor's poor relationship with the state legislature. Murphy says he will fight the budget cut.
Robbery wasn't the motive. Rather, it was personal. That's what former district attorney says about his attack last night. He was stabbed on his face and his arm as he sat in his Ford Explorer at a busy intersection downtown. Chris Conrad says a man with a knife confronted him just after he left his law office. Police are still looking for a suspect.
In about 15 hours, we should know if Richard Baumhammers will be sent to Mayview State Hospital. Baumhammers is the lawyer from Mount Lebanon, accused of killing 5 people in last month's shooting spree. Prosecutors still want the opinion of another psychiatrist. So far, 3 psychiatrists have evaluated Baumhammers and all agree he is not competent to stand trial right now. One of them testified Baumhammers showed no emotion, was robot-like, and appeared to be holding back what the doctor called a contained rage.
A dangerous situation today. A pilot made an emergency landing in a small patch of grass right around 3 schools. It happened in Mount Lebanon between the DePaul Institute, Keystone Oaks High School, and Seton LaSalle High School. Pilot John Woltrowski brought his Piper Cub down over a crowded neighborhood and landed safely in this small field of grass. Witnesses say they are amazed by the landing.
But I didn't hear no engine, nothing. Just saw him go whoop, whoop, whoop. He nosedived a little bit and just landed, and he did good.
Well, Trotsky was flying from Elwood City to Finleyville when the engine on his plane died.
Campaign 2000 tonight, a presidential endorsement by a former First Lady. Nancy Reagan is endorsing Republican presidential candidate George W. Bush. She calls him a candidate Ronnie would be proud of. And the current First Lady and Vice President will both visit Pittsburgh early next week. Hillary Clinton and Al Gore will be attending the Service Employees International Union Convention here next Tuesday.
Pittsburgh Crime Stoppers is looking for a man wanted for assaulting 2 people and then escaping from arresting officers. The suspect is 36-year-old Aaron Smith. Police say he used a brick to attack his girlfriend and another woman in the early morning hours of April 29th.
The charges stem from a party. During the course of the party, there were 2 females that were assaulted. He was taken into custody at the scene. He was transported to the Rankin Police Department where he escaped from custody.
Aaron Dale Smith is 36 years old, about 5 feet 8, and with a medium build. He also uses the alias Freddie Smith. Call the Crime Stoppers tip line number 412-255-8477. Information leading to an arrest is worth up to $1,000.
A Pennsylvania man admits he is guilty of causing a disturbance on a U.S. Airways flight.